Yes, yes, y'all. You are in the right spot. Another edition of Daddy's Working is all up in your ear holes. Take that, take that, take that, take that. Yeah, okay, I'm being a little silly. I'm sitting here, once again, breaking all the rules of good podcasting by broadcasting from the expedition on my way to my studio over in Titusville. But I figured it's a good time to rap with you. It's a good time to talk. It's a good time for us to be together, because the same way that you may be listening to me in your car on your commute, why shouldn't I be able to record while I'm in my truck on my commute, right? Works both ways. So check this out. I'm sure you guys have heard me say it a couple times, and I probably should do an entire show on it, but I've been on 75 hard now. Let's see, at the time I'm recording this, 31 days, so I'm nearly halfway through. And if you don't know what 75 hard is, it's a challenge. It's put out there by Andy Frisella from the MFCEO podcast. And it goes like this. First step, work out twice a day, 45 minutes. One time indoors, one time outdoors. Next, no alcohol for 75 days, which I'm grateful for, because I kind of needed a break. I think I was having too much alcohol. I'd come home and have 3 beers for no reason, and just don't see how that does me any good. So that's good. I'm away from the alcohol. Next is read 10 pages of a business book or a self-development or a growth kind of book every day. Yeah, that's easy. Anybody who reads knows that's easy. After that, we have, follow a food plan or a meal plan or a diet. So this is one of the ones that really shocked the system for me, because all my life I've just eaten what I want, and obviously I look like it. Not that I was obese or anything, but certainly not in the best shape. But I decided to go on keto, and it's been, it has certainly been eye-opening how much I miss carbs. And my keto diet is extreme. I'm going to keep this up for as long as I can. It's at least 60 days on the stringent plan, and then I can do the last 15 days on the lighter plan. But it's where I do 75% fats, 23% protein, and 2% carbs. So what that breaks down to is I get about 12 grams of carbs a day. And look on any of your packaged foods, anything would blow out my carb budget. So it's like, no packaged foods for daddy, no refined sugars, no any of that. And that, I have to say, was like the hardest part of the whole thing. Was I went into a whole tailspin. But I'm not going to make this all about 75 hard. I want to share that on another episode specifically about it. But there's what else? So we got the workouts, we got the meal plan, we got drink a gallon of water a day. And that some days proves to be more difficult than others, because drinking a gallon of water is quite a bit of water. And if you don't drink it all during the day and you try to pound water at night, you're getting up in the middle of the night to pee 3 or 4 times. That's always fun. But I've been on this challenge, and one of the things I learned, and you heard it if you listened to the interview that I did with Ray Gonzalez, both on board with Ray Gonzalez. Look back a few episodes, and he had a lot of great insights to share, but he did the 75 hard, and he talked about integration. Integration, you got to do more than one thing. And so it was blowing my mind when I thought, I have to work out twice a day? What? And I have to read a book? What? Like, I could do 1 or 2 of these things, but to do them all, I realized when I talked to Ray that I had to stack things. He calls it an integration. I call it stacking. So in the morning, I get family time with Hudson when he goes with me. He's been slacking off lately, but he'll ride in the stroller and I'll push him and I'll walk around the park. So I got family time with Hudson. I got my exercise going on. And then I combined my morning coffee. So now I got my coffee going. In that period of an hour, I stacked 3 things that I needed to do. And so that's really where I've been spending most of my mornings, is rolling around the park. But when the family doesn't go with me, the other thing I stack into the mix is learning, educating myself. Frisella says you have to read 10 pages of a business book. Great. Or personal development or a growth book. Great. He didn't say I have to sit down and flip pages, or that I wasn't allowed to Kindle it, or that I wasn't allowed to use an audiobook. So that's what I do. When I go on that morning walk and I don't have my family with me, I pop in some headphones and I listen to an audiobook. And that's integration or stacking. I'm stacking activities. And so I was listening to Brian Tracy. Really, it's the first time I listened to him. Well, it's the first book I bought of his. It's not the first time I listened to him. I got it from Nightingale Conan. It's The Psychology of Selling. Excellent, excellent, excellent program, worth every penny. Every time I go back and listen to it, I hear new things. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today is where he talks about the vehicle. Like, I'm in my vehicle right now, and I'm driving over to the studio, getting ready to do some work over there. And he talks about not letting that be downtime, not letting that be wasted time, where average, ordinary people will ride in their vehicle on their commute, mindlessly listening to radio. World-class people like you and like me, we should make the most of it. We should stack. And he says that you should turn your automobile and your commute into I don't know the exact words he uses. I'm using world-class. A world-class library of personal growth, personal development. You should have, and this is how old the program is, you should have tapes in your car. Anybody remember tapes? Yeah, they were before CDs and after 8 tracks and LPs, okay? Nobody has tapes anymore, but that's fun. That's fun for another time to talk about that. Yeah, so turn your vehicle, turn your commute time into learning time, into education time. Stack that onto the commute. And I like that idea, and I've been doing that for months. I've been listening to audiobooks on my commute all the time. And I thought, well, how much am I going to consume? How much can I possibly consume on my commute? It's endless, right? You can just keep on consuming it. In my opinion, the world has two kinds of people. We've got consumers and we've got creators. Consumers will consume and do nothing with the consumption. I know a guy like this. I have a friend who I like this guy a lot. I think he's a good guy, and I think he's got a good personality, and he's got a good foundation, but all he does is consume. He knows all the gurus, or gurus. He knows all the gurus out there. He knows all of them. He's read all the books. He's done the courses. He's watched the YouTube videos, and he consumes and consumes and consumes, and he never pulls the trigger on anything. He never makes a decision. So his consumption makes him feel good because he's learning, he's getting smarter, he's being exposed to new ideas, but he's not doing anything with them. So just like if you're sitting in your mom's basement consuming bags and bags of Cheetos with your fingers just orange stained, orange dust under your fingernails, and you just keep consuming, you're gonna get fat. You're gonna be a big fat slob because all you do is consume. That's what's happening to this guy. He works out, he looks good, but his brain is fat because he's not exercising it. All he's doing is feeding it information and feeding it more information and feeding it more information without using any of the information. His brain is atrophied. Just consumption is drowning in knowledge. It's not using it. So this is actually, believe it or not, is a form of procrastination. Yeah. When you consume and you don't make any decisions to use what you've consumed, you're procrastinating. And you're making yourself feel good because you think, oh, I'm getting smarter. I'm smarter than everybody around me. I know all the names. I know all the guys. But you're not fucking doing anything with it. You may as well be in the basement eating those Cheetos, binging on Netflix, because it means nothing to consume. All right? And the world is full of consumers who are doing nothing, who are being spoon-fed crap from TV, from media, from their church, from their friends, from their family, and they're just victims of life. That's what you want. I want you to just turn off this show right now, forget you ever knew me, and go on your way, because I do not care about you if you're a consumer. Now, the people I do care about, the people I want to see win, the people who I want to rule this world are the creators. The people who are not afraid to put something out there. In fact, let me correct that. You can be afraid. You should be afraid. If you're going to put things out there into the world, you should expect to get pooped on. Expect to get pooped on daily. And it's going to be by those Cheeto-stained, fat freaks living in their mom's basements who don't do anything, but they sure can criticize. Because consumers are great criticizers. Because they don't have to do anything. They don't have to put anything out there. They can just be fat and stupid and say things because it doesn't matter. They're hidden behind a screen. All right, so listen, gotta pay the bills. So here is a quick advertisement for your ears that I think you're gonna find useful. How would you like to spend more time with your family and less time on your business? Before anyone chooses to do business with you, they need to know one important thing. Can I trust you? The only problem is, building trust can take forever. And I know you don't have that kind of time. But what if there was a way to build trust in minutes instead of years? You'd want that, wouldn't you? Good news, buckaroo. That's exactly what you'll get inside my Digital Daddy's Toolkit. It's got my top 3 speed influence tools to make you a trusted expert in any market quickly. Go to daddysworking.com/DDT to grab your copy today. So if you're going to put something out there, be prepared for some people crapping on you. It's normal. I get it every day. I put this on another podcast, but one of my favorites recently on one of my videos was somebody said I looked like Elon Musk if he never made it. I look like Elon Musk as a failure. And I thought, man, that's actually funny. I don't know why it's funny, but I love it. And at least he was creative when he did it. At least he knocked on me and gave me a laugh, and I enjoyed it. But other people say really nasty things to me all the time on my videos, everywhere. It's like, who wants to punch this guy in the face? I hate this effing guy. All these things. And then when you go back, click through, look at their profile, it's like, works at Taco Bell. Shoot. If I worked at Taco Bell, number one, I would not put it on my profile. I wouldn't want anybody to know that. And I wouldn't be out there criticizing other people's videos. I'd be out there trying to figure out how the hell I could get out of Taco Bell. But of course, I digress. Creators, I'm talking to you. Creators are the people that are going to change the world. Creators are the ones that are building a bridge from where you are now to where you want to be. So I'm not knocking consumption. I actually love consumption. I love reading. I love taking courses. I love getting ideas from different people. But it doesn't stop there, because it falls flat if you don't do anything. I love getting those ideas, and then I like connecting them to what I'm working on. So if you want to consume, you have to consume to be great. You have to. But you also have to use what you consume. You have to put it into play. Just like when you're putting calories into your body, you have to work, you have to exercise to burn calories. Otherwise, you're going to have a surplus and you're going to be a fat slob. Consumption versus creation. Which side are you on? You have to limit your consumption only to what you need in order to create something good, something new, something that gets you closer to where you want to be. So why am I talking about this? Really, I don't know. It was really, more than anything, inspired by my buddy the other day. Us talking, we were out looking at condos. Cupcake and I are looking to buy a condo now in downtown because we were renting for this first year. And just hearing him talk about, he knew all the gurus. He knew everyone. He knew all the books. And yet, he wasn't pulling the trigger on anything. He was procrastinating. He just kept on consuming and never did anything with what he consumed. And I know he's not living up to his potential. And I know that if you're doing that right now, this is a wake-up call. If you're consuming without creating, you're missing out on the whole purpose. You may as well be that fat boy in the basement eating Cheetos if you're not creating. So that's really what I had for you today. I was just thinking about consumption versus creation and how they're two sides. You need both of them. Good God, are these police cars? Yeah, I'm in my car driving about 65 and a 55. That scared the heck out of me. I tell him, yo, his daddy's working. Let me off the hook. But seriously, if you're consuming without creating, this is a wake-up call. If you are creating, remember that you will be criticized, and that's part of it, and you got to be ready for it. And if you're not getting criticized, you're not creating enough. You're not being polarizing enough, which is a whole other show that we can talk about, being polarizing. But the people that are going to change the world, the people that are going to make the difference, the best people in the world are the creators. So you keep on creating, create more. And if you're not creating, get on it. That's it. That's all I have for you today. If you know somebody who is procrastinating, consuming too much, is stuck in analysis paralysis, not pulling the trigger or taking action, and they could use help, pass this episode along to them. Share it with them. Give them a couple words of encouragement. Tell them to listen to this. They might like it, they might hate it, but it's a wake-up call. That's all for this time. I will be back in your earbuds next time with, I don't know, something good, something great, something life-changing, something that's going to wake you up and get you motivated. I just don't know what it is yet. We'll be back next time.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.